Gary Rowett then in conversation with Talksport's Ian Abrahams. And we should say from 2026-27 season, the international breaks are changing slightly. We'll no longer have 3 breaks before Christmas, because what they're going to do is the September one is going to be extended essentially to 3 weeks. So you'll see international sides playing 4 games in that break, and there'll be no October international break. This is all down to player welfare. But let's get back to the former Leicester winger Mark Albrighton, who is part of our commentary team for this game, alongside our commentator here on Talksport 2, Adam Bridge. And Mark, you know what it's like when you're playing in a team and you're just getting things off and running, and then you've got to have another break. Is it frustrating when you have an international breaks early on, as we do in September?
I think it can work both ways, I'll be honest. I think, yeah, it is stop-start, especially when you've got new recruits in in the ranks. But I think I as a player always looked at the international breaks as milestones, like Gary Rowett was saying there. Right, you take this set of games, and then you get your break. So you put everything into this, then you get your break. And I see them as milestones, especially before Christmas, because obviously Christmas is such a busy period. But I can see from a manager point of view that it could well be very frustrating when you're trying to get a bit of rhythm like Gary Rowett is doing. It can disrupt things quite a bit.
Yeah, especially when they had that really, really vital point that they picked up against Coventry before the international break. They twice came from behind as well to earn that point too. And someone who was really influential is Cameron Brannigan, who's been named the captain of Oxford. He's going to be very influential, isn't he, for Oxford this season, Mark?
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's going to be crucial on and off the pitch because they're going to go through tough times this season. So they're going to need a captain's going to be more important than ever when a team is going through a difficult period. So he's going to need to stand up and be counted. He's going to need to lead these players to as much as he can. But I look throughout their squad, and they have got a lot of experience that. He won't be on his own. He's took this role up, but he won't be on his own with it. He will have help from the more senior players in the group as well.
All right, well, the teams are making their way out then at the Kassam Stadium for this game between Oxford and Leicester. So let's hand you to your commentary team for this one. Mark Albrighton is alongside Adam Bridge.
Thank you, Natalie. Welcome back to the Kassam Stadium. The sun is coming out. There are patchy blue skies above us, a few clouds around as well, for what promises to be an entertaining lunchtime encounter. Back-to-back wins and back-to-back clean sheets have been a rare commodity for Leicester City in recent times, but under Martin Cifuentes, the Foxes are sniffing out promotion once more. Despite not hitting full throttle yet, their 3 wins leave them handily placed in the early championship table. In contrast, Oxford's winless championship run is causing plenty of angst amongst supporters as Gary Rowett struggles to get a tune out of his youth side. Just 1 win in 5 here is at the root of the problem, with 7 new faces struggling to gel into a team who've only won 4 league games since the end of January. Their championship survival last season was driven by their points tally here at the Kassam, and despite salvaging a point last time out against Coventry, there is little optimism about today. Leicester, meanwhile, well, they've got a spring in their step, and the deadline day additions of proven championship quality in Jordan James and Aaron Ramsey could prove shrewd pieces of business. It's still early days, but defeat for Oxford could signal dark days, whilst 3 points for the wily old Foxes will undoubtedly bring thoughts of brighter days ahead. The international break is done and dusted, and all the fun of the championship is back on your home of the EFL, Talksport 2. Let's quickly run you through the 2 teams before we get underway here. Oxford United 3 changes today. Cumming is the goalkeeper, changing shape as well to a back 3. Long, Hellick and Davis, with the 2 wing-backs being Phillips and Curry. Kersmacher and Brannigan in central midfield. Plaheta and Krastev providing the support to Will Lancashire, who's already got 2 goals to his name in an Oxford United shirt. As for Leicester City, 1 change today. Aaron Ramsey replaces in the middle of the park Louis Page in that number 10 role. Louis Page picked up an injury while away with the England under-18. So Stolarczyk is in goal. It's Chowdhury, Okoli, Vestergaard and Thomas across the back. Sumare in midfield alongside Skip, with Fatawu, who scored back-to-back goals for the first time in the league for Leicester City. He's on the right, Mavitidi on the left, and Ramsey supporting Ayew up top. The man in charge today is Ben Toner. Oxford are in their traditional yellow shirts with the black sleeves, black shorts and yellow socks. And it's the all blue for Leicester City just down in front of us here. They're going to be kicking from left to right in the opening 45 minutes. And Mark Albrighton, particularly from an Oxford perspective, really important for them to make a solid start here.
It is, yeah. I think, like we were saying beforehand, I think their home form is going to be crucial to how they do this season. It's not a nice place to come. It hasn't been a nice place to come for many teams over recent years. So they need to take advantage of that and use that to their own ability.
Well, these sides last met over 30 years ago. We're going back to 1994 for their last encounter back in the old Division 1. On that occasion, they drew 2-2 here. There's a 3-2 win for Oxford up at, of course, what was Filbert Street back in those days. But they have just won one of the last 7 visits in the league here from Leicester. 5 draws of the last 7 encounters. And plenty of goals involved as well, so hopefully more of the same today. We are underway, and it's Leicester happy to keep possession with Okoli deep inside their own half. Wide to the right-hand side. Fatawu, who is in excellent form right now. He'd gone 15 games without a goal before his back-to-back goals. First time he's done that for Leicester, as we say. And he will be a threat down this right-hand side. I think we talk about the additions made during the transfer window, but keeping hold of Fatawu and Mavadidi almost feels like the best pieces of business.
Yeah, especially Fatawu. I think that's probably the best bit of business that they did in the window. I think he's someone that is irreplaceable in terms of what he can do when the game is sort of going at a bit of a 0-0. He's shown already he can just step up and create a bit of magic. So he's crucial to this Leicester City side.
Here's Luke Thomas down that left-hand side, finds Ayew towards the edge of the penalty area. Ayew cutting inside, orange boots flowing on that right foot of his, gets it out to Chowdhury. Misplaced pass, really, from Ayew on that occasion. Chowdhury will find Fatawu on this right-hand side. He's going to the byline, gets the ball across the penalty area, but he can't get beyond the 6-yard box. And it's Cameron Brannigan, the captain, who's there to poke the ball out of play. And Leicester have their first corner of the game.
Yeah, that's what Fatawu does so well. He's so sharp off the mark. He stands his defender up, gets them so they're not moving, and then just knocks it by him. And he's got that burst of pace, and that's where he creates most of his chances from.
Here comes that corner to be delivered down this right-hand side. It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger on this occasion, and already Chowdhury making a. Well, he's going to stay at the back, Chowdhury. It's not Chowdhury making use of himself. Okoli is getting involved in and around the edge of that 6-yard box. A little bit of tussling as that's swung towards that back post, and it's half-headed away by Mikhail Helik, who Gary Rowett has asked this week to step up in terms of leadership with that change of captaincy. And here they come over halfway. Philip Krastev is fouled, is he? He is. The free kick goes the way of Oxford United, about 35 yards out. First card of the game as well is going to be shown here for Soumare, as Krastev was chasing away. And a really good opportunity here for Oxford United, and a yellow card to the Leicester City midfielder.
Yeah, it starts with a poor corner from Luke Thomas. The quality on the corner was nowhere near good enough. Tried to stand it up at that back post, but too floaty, not enough pace on it. But Oxford break really well, fast and with numbers as well. And Soumare getting booked so early on is quite big for that midfield battle.
Just over 30 yards out. It's fairly central, this free kick, but it will be lined up, unsurprisingly, by the captain, Cameron Brannigan, in conversation with the record signing De Keersmaker as well. But Brannigan fancies it. There's 7 yellow shirts all along the edge of the penalty area. There's only one place this is going, though. 2 in the wall. Brannigan clearly is going to shoot for goal, which he does. He hits the wall and actually hits Soumare, the man that gave away the free kick. Good work by Philippe Krastev to win it back, but Leicester City have smuggled it away down this right-hand side. Then they lose possession immediately. Charge on here with Lancashire there to the penalty area. Can't get his shot away. I think he was looking to pass to Brannigan, but didn't quite complete it. Fatawu then on this near side, and it's a sliding challenge to Keersmaker to put the ball out of play for a throw down this right-hand side for Leicester City. Nothing cagey about the opening 4.5 minutes here.
No, and just noticing Oxford, obviously we spoke about them going for back 3, but it does look like they've gone with a back 4 as previously done in the Coventry game. So whether that's to to cope with the threat of Leicester City's wingers, possibly. I'm not sure. So it'd be interesting to see how long that shape lasts and how the game goes, whether Gary Rowett changes it.
Yeah, it looks like he's put Matt Phillips back in that 10 role, which he did play last time out. It's caused a bit of consternation with the home supporters, I think it's fair to say. Looks like Jack Curry playing at left back, and it's Sam Long who's been asked to filling at right back. Usually plays one of the three centre-half positions, does Long, but playing right back today. They do have injury issues, and maybe this is the best way that Gary Rowett feels to combat those. Just over 5 minutes played on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Oxford United 0, Leicester 0, as the ball's clipped through by Fatawu, but it's deflected safely into the arms of Jamie, coming away to our right-hand side. Oxford coming out wide on this near touchline with Curry. Curry's pass is deflected into touch by Fatawu again. As we say, yet to win this season in the league. Their only win came in the League Cup against Colchester. Then in round 2 they were absolutely thumped at the hands of Brighton and Hove Albion by 6 goals to 0. They did finish 17th last season though. Rowett taking over, of course, in December from Des Buckingham, who saw them promoted back to the Championship. They did enough to survive, but a lot of that work was done before January. As I say, just the 4 wins and 19 points picked up since the 22nd of January for this Oxford United side. You really do need to start finding some form. It's back with coming away to our right-hand side. Both teams willing to play football here. Hellick at the edge of his own penalty area will push it wide to the right-hand side. Now Phillips will help it on its way down that right-hand touchline. Try to find Plaheta, who was hugging the far touchline, but it's put out of play for another throw to Oxford United, who are just struggling to get out their own half at the moment.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think Leicester are very organised under Marti Cifuentes. I've noticed that so far against Charlton, especially away from home. They had to defend a lot, but they defended really well. They were very organised. All the players were very disciplined in their positions and made it hard for Charlton to break them down. So they'll need more of that today, because this is going to be a similar game.
Chance here for Oxford down this left-hand side to get forward. Curry does brilliantly. Lancashire at the edge of the penalty area, gets it over. Chance maybe for Plaheta, onto his right foot, looks to get the shot away, and it's blocked by the outstretched left boot of Luke Thomas. Only half cleared as far as Brannigan. They try to put more pressure on around the edge of the penalty area. De Keersmaker is fouled, and that's going to be a very free kick again for Oxford United, about 7 or 8 yards outside the box, just to that right-hand side.
Yeah, good play from Oxford. They work it really well out to that right-hand side to Placheta, and good defending in the end from Luke Thomas. Didn't commit himself, stood up for as long as he could, and manages to make the block. But the danger isn't away now with this free kick.
And it will be Brian De Keersmaker who will deliver it, signed from Heracles. Doesn't score many goals, 7 in his 64 league appearances for the Dutch side, but the 25-year-old Belgian, the record signing for Oxford United, will deliver this free kick. Just one man in the wall, because we kind of know the target here. No surprise that Long and Hellick and Davis are all lurking round towards this back post. It's on the right-hand side, and it's a poor ball in that's comfortably headed away by Oliver Skipp. And they'll pick up possession again here, Oxford United, on the halfway line. Forward it goes, nodded down by Hellick. Phillips on the volley, forces the save from Stalacic. Chance to finish it, and Lancashire does, inside the 6-yard area. And Oxford United's good start is rewarded. Lancashire has his 3rd Championship goal of the season. And with just 8 minutes on the clock, the side languishing near the foot of the table, without a win so far this Championship campaign, have got their noses in front, and it's the on-loan Lancashire who scores once more. Oxford United 1, Leicester City 0.
Yeah, they've made a good start, like we've said. Oxford, they've had a lot of possession. They've been in Leicester's half quite a bit in this last couple of minutes, and threatened. Obviously, the free kick was disappointing, but the second phase, they get the ball back, and it's a header on, and Matt Phillips hits a volley, and it just bounces in front of Jakub Stalacic, and he couldn't parry it away far enough, but Lancashire's on there to tap in, and and put his side 1-0 up.
Mikael Helek absolutely instrumental in that goal. His initial header, and it's his sideways pass to Lancashire in that 6-yard box. 3 yards out. I was going to say Lancashire couldn't miss, but we have seen players miss from there, so we'll certainly give him plenty of credit. His 3rd championship goal of the season, on loan at one of your former clubs last term, West Bromwich Albion. Didn't really deliver there, as Mavadidi's on a charge here. Ayew inside the penalty area. Lovely turn onto his left foot, Ayew! And it has to be saved at the near post by Jamie Cumming. Tight angle, about 12 yards out, and they've won another corner on that far side.
Yeah, good response from Leicester. Ball into Stefan Mavadidi, coming in off that left-hand side and squaring his defender up, playing it to Ayew, and who manages to wiggle away, get a shot, and it's a good save, and they need to make more of this corner.
Luke Thomas will deliver it for Leicester City on the far side. That's the left, so this will be an outswinger. And it is towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Vestergaard was the target. Already scored, of course, this season, but evades him. Now on the attack down this right-hand side. The ball played in low towards the edge of the penalty area by Ramsey. And now Fatawu is on the charge. Brannigan is just going to shove him out of the way as Fatawu knocked it past him. But Brannigan with the strength to provide enough opposition so the ball will run out of play. What will be a goal kick to Oxford United away to our right-hand side. Just over 11 minutes played then. And it's the home side who have the lead, courtesy of Will Lancashire. He's made 3 Premier League sub-appearances for Spurs, despite being pumped out on loan, but he scored against Hull, he scored against Coventry, and he scored today against Leicester as well to give the home side the early advantage. Long one forward from Cumming, and Phillips, well, certainly made a table there for Luke Thomas, who was all over it. Very uncomfortable fall to the ground as well, I think, for the 24-year-old. Last time Leicester in the Championship, he spent the season out on loan. Sheffield United and Middlesbrough hanging around this time, and one of those who'll be a big contributor to what Leicester could potentially achieve this season. Work to do here today, though, because they trail by a goal to nil early on. Fatawu gets a foot in it, just goes past Ramsey. Oh, that's a poor back pass. Ayew inside the penalty area, going to take advantage. He is. Brilliant finish from Jordan Ayew from about 8 yards out, and it's terrible defending at the back from Oxford United. But Leicester City are back on terms already, and Jordan Ayew is the man on target. He scored against Chad for Ghana in the international break, but that's his first league goal since December. No mistake, you cannot do that when Ayew's around, and it's Oxford United 1, Leicester City 1.
Yeah, they've caused their own problems there. It weren't an aggressive press from Leicester, but they've got numbers around, and I think it was Cameron Brannigan that's bad back passes has gifted Ayew a chance to go one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he makes no mistake. He's composed in front of goal and slots it away coolly, and the hard work that Oxford put into to get a goal in front has now been undone by a silly mistake.
Well, we did say there's often a draw here and there's goals involved. Wasn't quite expecting to inside the opening 13 minutes, but we'll take that. Cameron Brannigan wearing the captain's armband, of course, given to him this week following the surprising departure of the previous captain, Elliot Moore, who's not ended up at another club yet, has he?
No, it's strange. I've played with Elliot at Leicester. He was in the youth system at Leicester. Elliot Moore was, and he's a good lad. He's really gone on to forge a good career, and he's done really well here for 6 seasons. Got the captain's armband, and yeah, it's a strange one that he's left. Contract terminated by mutual consent is a very strange one for a club captain.
There's a chance for Oxford down the right-hand side. The veteran, you could call him, I suppose, Matt Phillips, towards the edge of the penalty. Lays a ball across early, looking for Krastev, who was arriving at the edge of the 6-yard box, but he can't quite get there, and it will be picked up by Fatawu on this near side, who goes back to Hamza Chowdhury, and Fatawu again, and Chowdhury, who we saw, of course, performing for Sheffield United in the Championship last season very well. It sounds horrible, but Chowdhury feels like a really good Championship player, doesn't he? Maybe has not had the opportunities in the Premier League, or struggles when they move up to that next level.
he's a player that can obviously play centre midfield. He can play right back. He can adapt really well. He stepped up as one of the senior players in the dressing room, which for an academy graduate is sometimes quite difficult to do. But he's done it no problem. He takes care in what he does. He works hard. And you can see him even now. He's instructing his players. He likes to step in. So from that right back role, he can step into that midfield and try and get on the ball a little bit. But his work rate and the way that he presses is second to none. And I know the first time that we came down to the Championship, he was very influential in how he pressed in games, and he really set the tone.
He was certainly loved by Chris Wilder when he joined Sheffield United on loan at the back end of last season. Here come Oxford United trying to break down the middle. Flaherty's away down the centre. He's got two round him. Keeps the ball well. Edge of the penalty area. Gets it onto his left foot. Hits the shot. Hits the bar. Hits the back of the goalkeeper. And then bounces down. And he's gathered up in the end by Stolacic. Quite fortuitously. Terrific effort that time from Flaherty. And it almost was one of those calamitous own goals.
It was, yeah. It's a great bit of play by Placheta. He gets it on his left foot. He turns Vestergaard, gets it on his left foot and curls one towards that top corner. And he's unfortunate with that. It just comes off the back, hits the back of Stolacic, and that could have dropped anywhere. Luckily for Leicester, it didn't have the pace to roll over the line.
Terrific tempo and incident in this game so far, and we're only 16 minutes in here on Talksport 2, game day exclusive. Your home of the EFL. Over 500 games across the Talksport network coming your way throughout this season, of course. There's one right now from the Premier League that's taking place over on Talksport, where it remains Arsenal 0, Forest 0, under Ange Postecoglou, of course. Forest today. That game live and exclusive right now on Talksport. So if you have the Talksport app, you can flick between those games, of course. If you don't have it, what have you been doing? Get it downloaded now. Plenty more choice coming later as well, of course. Stoke against Birmingham is live here on Talksport 2 once we're done today. Over on Talksport, Adrian Dunn will be taking you around the grounds of a packed afternoon of Premier League and EFL action. Also action in Scotland, of course, as everyone returns from the international break. Now, Oconie's down here, just down in front of us for Leicester City, holding his face. So, nose, I think, in particular. Well, he's just spat something out. Whether there's blood, who knows, from a coming together with Lancashire. He's claiming an elbow. And the referee, Bentona, just coming across to check. There'll be some treatment required here, you feel? Well, I think he's going to try and avoid the treatment if he can. He's sat up right now. And Brannigan's getting involved too, as is Jordan Ayew. Gives an opportunity for Gary Rowett to dish out some instructions, as he is at the moment, to Matt Phillips away to our right hand side. Gary sporting a cap today. Marti Cifuentes in his traditional body warmer just down below. Conversation continuing. Vestergaard now making his say as well.
Yeah, he's obviously got up without needing the treatment. He went down pretty theatrically, claiming an elbow. I personally didn't see it. I would have thought it's just a coming together of a striker and a centre half. I can't see there being too much intent in that.
Yeah, I think it was a moment where there was no ball around and the two of them were just having a tussle. Just showing it on the big screen away to our left-hand side, which they don't usually do. They don't tend to show contentious issues like that, but nothing doing from referee Bentona. He was quite happy as well. Okolie looks okay, and he's up and about. Brannigan's giving it away again. Ayew just nipping in to take it off of his toes. He avoids the first challenge. Ayew on the charge down the left-hand side, towards the edge of the penalty area. Now towards the byline in the corner flag, and it's an excellent tackle in the end to win the ball back from Matt Phillips, who was doing the tracking work. Lancashire then on that far side, shoved in the back by Vestergaard. There's a pull of the shirt as well. Bentona not interested. Phillips now on the charge, having done the defending. He's now on the attack as Lancashire tries to feed it through to him at the edge of the penalty area. But it's well intercepted by Okolie, and it'll be a chance for Leicester to break on the far side. But the offside flag is up. He's actually received the ball, Ayew, inside his own half, should I say. But the offside flag was given inside the Oxford United half.
Yeah, well, initially in the other phase of play, he did really well. He carries the ball really well, and that's one thing that he does bring this Leicester City side. He does keep hold of the ball and attract players towards him. He gets a bit unlucky with trying to play off the defender. Matt Phillips does well to win it back, and Oxford look great when they win it back, and how fast they break. They look exciting. Like I said earlier, they get numbers forward fast, and that could cause problems for this Leicester City defence.
1-1 here after 20 minutes played. You're listening to Talksport 2, your home of the EFL on Game Day exclusive. A host of other games kicking off at 12:30 today. In League One, Bradford lead Huddersfield by a 1-0. Bradford high flying at the moment. They're the only other goals, of course, as well as the two we've seen here so far. Oxford taking the lead through Lancashire, but Jordan Ayew cancelling that out for Leicester City. So 1-1, and it's Leicester who are looking to build from the back away to our left-hand side. International break done and dusted, thank goodness, although there's another one coming. And the idea of this one next year that runs for 15 days, well, not so sure about that myself. One weekend without any football domestically is bad enough, but two, here's a Coley down the right-hand side for Leicester City. Across to Vestergaard, goal against Sheffield Wednesday on the opening days, first since December 2023. In fact, both he and Fass have scored, of course, for Leicester this season. That was the first of the campaign for Jordan Ayew in the Championship. So goals have been slightly hard to come by under Martí Cifuentes, but as we said, the results have come without really the performances. He'll be looking for a little more today. Chowdhury down this right-hand side. He's midway inside the Oxford United half. He goes infield and finds Soumare. Soumare to the feet of Jordan Ayew. He's so busy, Ayew. Just pops up in all sorts of pockets of spaces and holds the ball up nicely. And he certainly works hard for this team, Ayew. Maybe 34 years of age now. He's got that number 9 shirt at the moment. We'll see whether others can challenge him for it. Patson Daka, of course, has stayed at the club despite being linked with a move away in the window. Well, that's brilliant from Mavididi. He's away down that left-hand side, gets to the byline, tries to get the crossover, comes off of De Keersmaker and out for another corner to Leicester City. But those wide areas are where they are certainly getting some change out of Oxford United.
Yeah, they've got so much pace out wide, Leicester, and they're such a threat when they're so direct like that. I'd like to see Mavididi. He doesn't need that extra touch. He could, after he's knocked it by his defender, he could just whip it in with his left foot. There's people in the box waiting, but he takes that extra touch, and to be fair, he gets this corner out of it,
which he's taken short with his right foot. Gives it to Ramsey, who curls one. It gets to the palms of Cumming, who then just tapped it down inside his 6-yard area, and he needed some help to get it clear, which came from Helik in the end. And there's a nasty challenge on the far side, and it's Krastev that's gone down, and immediately there's players squaring up to each other on that far side of the field, and referee Bentona about to get involved here.
Yeah, they're not happy, these Oxford United players.
Oh, and he's in his back pocket. It's a red card. It is a red card from Bentona, and Leicester are going to be reduced to 10 men here. Well, Tona really took his time to make his decision, but decided to go into the back pocket, and it is Fatawu who has been sent off. Is it Fatawu? No, it's not Fatawu. It's Ramsey, I think.
Yeah, Aaron Ramsey
on debut. And Ayew coming across to this near touchline, which is no great surprise. Talking to the fourth official, but Ramsey has been sent off for Leicester City for that challenge on Philip Krastev on that far side. He's straight down the tunnel, and Leicester are going to have to play the rest of this game with 10 men. What did you make of it, Mark?
Yeah, obviously it's the other side of the pitch. It's difficult to see the extent of the connection. I think the Oxford players definitely forced the referee into a decision to be able to make. It looked very clumsy, the tackle. It looked like an attacker's tackle, is one thing I will certainly say. But I don't think he needed to do it. He's rushed in, he's totally missed the ball. So it probably... Yeah, we're just looking back at it now, and like I say, he totally misses the ball. How high he catches him, I'm not sure, but the intent is there.
Well, we'll play the rest of this game with 10 men. Then Leicester City, the sending off of Aaron Ramsey on debut. He'd literally just forced that save from Jamie Cumming. Adrenaline clearly running high, but it's a reckless challenge on Philip Krastev, and Bentona took his time before reaching into his back pocket. And now Oxford United, a real opportunity here against the 10 men of Leicester City. And obviously it's Ramsey who was playing in the 10 role, so in terms of structure, nothing really changing much here. They will just play with Ayew up top in a 4-4-1, you feel, but they will be a man light as that goes forward to Lancashire a little more directly. And it's picked up down this right-hand side, and forward it goes from Soumare. Every Leicester player was getting involved in that discussion with Bentona. Fatawi was protesting innocence to Tona on behalf of Ramsey. And then Ayew coming over as well to speak to the fourth official about it too. But the decision from Bentona stands, obviously. And they are down to 10 men. Chowdhury on this near side, just doing the defending against Lancashire right by the corner flag. Back towards halfway. Picked up and brought down quite nicely that time by Ben Davies on loan from Glasgow Rangers. Hellick inside the centre circle, Brannigan. And you expect Oxford will see plenty of the ball now. Just what they can do with it. Phillips. Hellick again on the right-hand side, just over halfway. Back across once more to pick out Brannigan now at the edge of the centre circle. Here's Jack Curry down this left-hand touchline. Chowdhury gets the better of him, but they keep the ball with the help that time of De Kersmacher. And in the end, the feeling is there was a foul from Chowdhury, and Oxford United will take the free kick quickly.
Yeah, just going back to the sending off there, like you say, the Leicester City players protesting Aaron Ramsey's innocence. I think they had to with the way that Oxford United players surrounded the referee.
That's in towards Lancashire, who tries to go for the header again at the edge of the 6-yard box. It's back across Lancashire again, who gets a flick on it. But it's going to go out the box on the far side and be picked up by Mavadidi, who's currently defending in the left-back position here for Leicester City. Clips the ball up towards Jordan Ayew. Going to be a lot of pressure on his shoulders now to hold that ball up for Leicester City. Now they're down to 10 men. It's been an action-packed opening 27 minutes here on Talksport 2. One apiece, but Leicester are down to 10 men. Now it's in the middle, and it picked up quite nicely here by Krastev, the man that was fouled by Ramsey for the red card. Just a poor touch that time from Jack Curry, allowed Fatawu on this near side to pick up possession again. He goes back to Chowdhury, a little shove in the back by Krastev, and it's enough to send Chowdhury to his knees and Bentona to his whistle.
Yeah, you can see Hamza Chowdhury smiling there. He knows exactly what he's doing. Put his body between the ball and the player, feel a touch and go down, and the referee gives the free kick. But it's gonna be a learning curve for Aaron Ramsey. He's obviously still very young, and it's a challenge that, in my opinion, he didn't need to make. If he could just stand up and delay his player from getting past him, then they would have got numbers back. Leicester City it weren't in a dangerous area. He didn't need to be so reckless with the tackle, because he as soon as he dives in like that, he makes the referee make a decision.
Preston have a 100% record at home. Middlesbrough have a 100% record, full stop. They meet in the early kick-off today at Deep Down. It's Preston who've got the early advantage. Dobbin, the goal scorer. That's brilliant on that far side from Plaheta, coming forward for Oxford. He's got support on that far touchline from Sam Long. Goes back in towards Brannigan at the edge of the centre circle. Patient build-up here from Oxford United. They know they have an opportunity today to get that first championship win of the season. Krastev into the middle. Here's Brannigan, 30 yards out, cries a shoot. No surprise, he's got it in his boots and in his locker, that's for sure. Curry down this left-hand side, checks back inside. Picked up at the edge of the penalty area by De Kersmacher. Once more to Curry. De Kersmacher again on this near side. The Belgian goes back towards the halfway line in the centre circle. Hellick feeds Brannigan. Here's the Bulgarian. Krastev, Phillips, back to Krastev with a shot. Blocked by Chowdhury in the box, and a corner on this near side.
Yeah, good patient play from Oxford, and getting something at the end of it as well. Really working it well. Little passes on the edge of the box, working it from side to side. And I think for Leicester City now, it's just a case of trying to stabilise stabilising the game and really be structured and try not to concede in the next 5 or 10 minutes.
De Keersmaker will deliver the corner from this left-hand side, right-footed, swung over and won by Coley, who's taken a smack in the chops as well. He did go down quite dramatically until he realised he won the free kick, and then he got up very quickly.
Yeah, that's a couple of times that's happened already so far in this game. I think he just wanted to make sure that the referee seen it, and as soon as he did, he's straight back up to his feet and not a problem.
Some would say typical Italian, but not you, all right, Mark?
Not me,
right.
of course not.
That's the former Leicester City winger Mark Albright, and alongside us here on Talksport 2 today, where it's Oxford United 1, Leicester City 1. So Leicester down to 10 men after that red card for Aaron Ramsey on debut. Here's Krastev. He's got some international caps to his name, 24 to be precise. Philip Krastev is a player that Oxford have been after for a while, and he's proving influential in this game so far. Here's Curry, gets it back again to Keersmaker, who's midway inside the Leicester City half. Brannigan's there, Hellick now pushing forward. They're trying to make this man advantage tell, just making the pitch big and wide and stretching play out and moving these Leicester City defenders across. Here's Brannigan again, driving through the heart of that midfield. Philip Krastev out wide to Curry. Surely he's got to look to put an early ball in here down this left-hand side. He does get the crossover. Coley's across as the rain starts to come down here in Middle England, as it's nodded out onto this near side. And it will be a throw, which they'll take quickly. And the ball in from De Keersmaker is a good one. Edge of the penalty area. Here's Matt Phillips with a shot. Brilliant block. Oliver Skipp throwing himself, committing himself to make the block. Phillips, though, wins it again. Appeals for handball against Vestergaard. They've got it wide on that far side. Right for the ball, swung in this time by Long, and it's headed out for a throw 5 yards from the corner flag. Incessant pressure here from Oxford United, searching to get back in front for the second time in this game, and it's a ball that's swung in this time by Plaheta and gathered comfortably by Stolacic.
Yeah, since the sending off, it's been one-way traffic. Oxford have had a lot of pressure on this Leicester defence. The rain has started coming now as well. Change of seasons in so early on in this game already.
Yeah, the blue skies have gone, grey clouds, and it's tipping it down. Here's Lancashire, scorer of the opening goal for Oxford today. Loses possession at the edge of the box. Fatawu looks to cross in field, gives it away to Brannigan, who made a really good challenge. De Keersmaker slips the ball to the right. Long's arriving. First time cross is blocked out by Thomas, and it's another corner to Oxford on that far side.
Yeah, you can see the Leicester players getting on it. Abdul Fatawu, he's got all the ability, but to try and nutmeg in your own half when you've been under pressure is not what's needed at this moment in time. You need to get up the pitch.
Here's the corner on that far side, the right-hand side. De Keersmaker will deliver it, and again his delivery is poor. Last time he delivered a poor set piece, they did score, but on this occasion they're going all the way back to Jamie Cumming, the former Chelsea keeper, away to our right-hand side, and he'll have it at the edge of his penalty area. It's not just raining, it's absolutely throwing it down. There was I taking the mick out of you earlier for bringing your big coat today, but well prepared.
We have got good seats up here though, nice and under cover.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be gone by the time we're on the very short walk to the car park. Anyway, left-hand side for Oxford United again on the attack. 11 and a half minutes to go to half-time. It's Krastev's ball swinging in right-footed to the penalty spot that's nodded away by Vestergaard. Picked up now by Soumare, who clips the ball down this right-hand touchline. It's just going to skid off the surface and run away from Fatawu, who was chasing after it. Out of play for a throw to Oxford United. Brannigan almost loses his footing. Ayew then just clatters him to the ground, and Brannigan has stayed down off the pitch on this near side. Referee said play on, and Oxford will continue to attack with 10 men. The Skipp goes in for a challenge with Hellick, and it's gathered by Cumming inside his own penalty area.
Yeah, it has been quite fiery. There's been a couple of moments. Obviously, the one with Okoli earlier, and the sending off, couple of tackles here and there. It's there is a bit of fire and fight in the game so far, which is always good to see.
Good to know the goals are being shared around in our Talksport network commentaries this Saturday lunchtime. Arsenal lead Forest by a goal to nil. Zuba Mendy is on target for Arsenal in that game. That game live right now over on Talksport as part of Game Day exclusive, of course. from our Premier League action. There's another Premier League game live on Talksport tonight. That's the game between Brentford and Chelsea that gets underway at 8 o'clock tonight. That's live and exclusive for you on Talksport this evening, as if on a Saturday night you've got now better to do. They're packing in the Premier League games across 2 days this weekend, of course, because the Champions League is back on Tuesday. And I'll give you a rundown in a little while of the big European games we've got for you this week across the Talksport network. Chance here for Brannigan off the edge of the box to hit one right-footed, which he does. And I was thinking about a cross, but he actually powered it goalwards, and it's headed down by Soumare, and then it's picked up by Mavididi. It's going to be a solo effort, this from Mavididi. Over halfway, left-hand side, now he's into the box. Mavididi gets the better of the defender, gets the shot away. And in the end, it's saved at the near post by Cumming. Terrific effort from Mavididi from inside his own half, but there was just too much needed to apply the finish. And I think Long has slipped as well as part of that process. He's now down inside the penalty area, and he'll potentially require some treatment.
Yeah, and this is one thing that Leicester City can do. They can sit back and they can play on that counter-attack with the pace that we've already spoke about in the two wingers. Mavididi does fantastically well there. It's really hard to criticise him, if I'm going to say anything. Could he have hit it again a bit earlier with his left foot across goal? He takes an extra touch, tries to get it back on his right foot and sort of prod it towards goal, but the angle was a little bit tighter then. But to get to where he got to was absolutely fantastic. And like I say, this could be a theme of what Leicester City need to do in this game now to get anything out of it.
Well, you mentioned it earlier about his extra touches. He decided to add another one right there, didn't he? That was potentially not necessary. Let's tell you about those Champions League games coming up this week then. Tuesday night, Athletic Bilbao against Arsenal is a 5:45 kickoff. That's on Talksport 2 for you on Tuesday night. Adrian Dunn will be taking you round the grounds as well, because we've got Carabao Cup action and Champions League action on Tuesday night. That's on Talksport from 7. Brentford against Villa, another one of your former clubs there on Talksport 2. That's in the Carabao Cup on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, I mean, check this out. Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. That's on Talksport. Bayern Munich against Chelsea. That's on Talksport 2. And then on Thursday, Newcastle against Barcelona is live on Talksport. And Manchester City against Napoli is on Talksport 2. We may have been bereft of action during the international break, aside from, of course, the start of the WSL and the internationals, but boy, are we being spoiled this week. Conditions are getting quite tricky out there right now, and we've just seen an example of it. Matt Phillips, I think, had lost control of the ball. However, Mavididi had lost control of his feet on this wet surface and ended up taking him out and giving the free kick in a central position, 30 yards out to Oxford. And you feel, I mean, Hellick's talking to Brannigan, but this is Brannigan range, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. Yeah, he'll certainly fancy this. He's already had one where he's a bit of a range finder, but hit it straight at the wall. He'll be hoping to be better on this occasion. But I think, like you say, I think the conditions have changed so much. It is tricky for players to adjust. I think we're looking out now and the blue skies are reappearing, but it's still so wet down there compared to what it was when the game started.
Here's the free kick then. Brannigan's got it. There's, I think, 3 in the wall. An extra Oxford player, I think, tucked in the end of it. Chowdhury's gone in to join it too. Brannigan, right-footed, will hit it. And he'll fizz it just over the top of Stolarczyk's crossbar away to our left-hand side. 6.5 minutes remaining in this first half. You're listening to Talksport 2, where it remains Oxford United 1, Leicester City 1. Leicester are down to 10 men, and this is Mark Albrighton. Yeah, it's been a good half of football so far. I think Oxford have done extremely well in terms of going forward. I think they always look dangerous. I think at the start, before the sending off, they looked dangerous on the counter attack, getting numbers forward fast. I think since the sending off, they've had more sustained pressure in Leicester's half, put a lot more pressure on. I think the dynamics have changed a little bit. Leicester will be looking to play on the counter attack a little bit more now and be a bit more solid defensively and in a bit more of a compact shape. So I think the important thing for Leicester now is to get to the break at 1-1 and regroup and see if they can try and get themselves in a position where they can push towards the end of the game to try and get something out of it. Plaheta did well on that far side. They went on a charge but was ignored by his teammates as Brannigan has it on halfway for Oxford United. Those yellow shirts just swarming forward like bees towards the edge of the penalty area. Little touch that time on this near side from Jack Curry. Finds Brannigan again. And now infield it's De Keersmaker. De Keersmaker is looking for a run. Oh, down the right-hand side, he gets it from Long. Long with a chance to measure his delivery, but he can't get it beyond Thomas again. And it's out for what will be a corner on that far side once more for Oxford United.
Yeah, Luke Thomas defensive duties again, does very well. But again, good play from Oxford. Bit of rotation down the side.
Took a short one this time. De Keersmaker tries to win it once more. Comes out to Krastev, who's 30 yards out from goal. To Brannigan once more. Now on the edge of the centre circle. They'll just keep possession with Curry. Brannigan again. Good pressing here from Ayew and Fatawu, but being a man short, there's always that extra player available, and De Keersmaker's the one inside the box. Plaheta inside the box, and he commits the foul this time and gives away the free kick, and Leicester will have a chance to clear as the sun comes out. Nasty grey clouds around us, but the sunshine is back.
Yeah, I see a few of the fans on the front few rows of the ground are getting dry again now, looking to shade, get in that sun and try and dry off a little bit.
There's another goal in the early kickoffs, this time in League 2 of the EFL. Accrington Stanley 1, Colchester United 0. A reminder, Bradford still lead Huddersfield by a goal to nil. Preston a goal up against 100% Borough so far. 1-1 here, of course, and Arsenal leading against Forest in those 12:30 kickoffs as well. Flick on from Phillips for Oxford United. From inside his own half into the centre circle. Phillips then tries to turn. He's always takes a bit of stick, Matt Phillips, wherever he goes. He got plenty of it during his time at West Bromwich Albion. Supporters seem to be giving plenty here, but when you talk to coaches who work with him, they talk about his work rate, his attitude, his energy, and it's always in first class in training.
Yeah, I played with him at West Bromwich Albion. He was injured at the time, but I can't fault his attitude and his professionalism. He was around the place. He was always upbeat. He was always doing the right things. He was in the gym, getting his rehab, working hard to get back to fitness. So from that point of view, seeing him up close and personal in and around a training ground, cannot fault him. And I think I remember him when he burst on the scene at Blackpool and how well he did there. So for him to still be playing at this level now is fantastic, and it's a credit to him.
539th league appearance today of the career for Matt Phillips. Ball played in to the edge of the penalty area, and it's going to spin out of play for another corner. Took a deflection that time off of Oliver Skip, and it's out for a corner on the far side for Oxford. The last few minutes of this first half, and what a first half it's been. Oxford United 1, Leicester City 1. Leicester down to 10 men. They fell behind in the game, got the equaliser, and then a straight red card for Aaron Ramsey on debut for Leicester City. Corner on the far side. De Keersmaker gets it over. It's nodded down, deflected and in. And it's a cushion header from Ben Davis. That's diverted beyond Stalacic. You thought the keeper had it covered, but it's Davis on debut, on loan from Glasgow Rangers, and he nods the ball into the back of the net. And it's an unlikely goal scorer for Oxford United, but they'll take it, and they'll take a lead into half-time, you feel. Oxford United 2, Leicester City 1.
Yeah, well, we've said Oxford have had the lion's share of the game in this first half. On this occasion, it's another corner. This time, better delivery put in, and Ben Davis just guides the ball towards goal, and it takes a couple of deflections along the way and trickles in to soft goal from a Leicester point of view, but from an Oxford point of view, nothing less than what they deserve going into the break.
Yeah, it certainly has taken a deflection. It'll go the way of Ben Davis, though, because it was on target. And he puts Oxford in front offside against Fatawu, as again Leicester look to respond immediately here at the Kassam. But the flag is up, and it will be a free kick for Oxford United from midway inside their own half. 2-1 they lead. I think the deflection came off Soumare. Here they come again down the right-hand side. Plaheta now forward for Oxford United again, trying to make that extra man count. Edge of the box on his left foot, almost comes across to Phillips at the edge of the penalty area, but it will be cleared by Thomas up towards halfway. A little shove in the back there for IU, I thought, but the referee not interested. Hellick gets away with it. Here's Brannigan out wide to this left-hand side, where he finds Curry. Oxford United, the drummer is drumming, no surprise. Try and turn this place into an intimidating atmosphere. It was crucial to their survival last season. They need to make it that way this time as well. Phillips with a cross, comes down towards Lancashire, who almost got the volley on it, but it's well defended. Out as far as De Keersmacher. And now once more, they'll go wide to this left-hand side. Here's Curry. He's got support from Philip Krastev alongside him. We are into 3 added minutes at the end of this first half. Oxford leading by 2-1 against the 10 men of Leicester. Right-hand side. Here's Phillips again. Onto his right foot, miscontrols, it gives it away to Mavididi, level with the edge of the penalty area. Mavididi should be muscled out of it though by Phillips, and Oxford United win it back. Need more strength from in those areas, don't you?
Yeah, just looking at Mavididi there, and he looks tired. He looks out of energy. I know he's having to work hard, especially with a man down, but just need a bit more of him in situations like that. His team need a little bit more of him. He's not going to be able to knock it past Matt Phillips. He should know that. He's an experienced player. He should know, can't just knock it by him and get the other side of him. He needs to keep hold of the ball and just have a little spell of possession.
Right-footed ball from Hellick down this left-hand side. Curry's into some space here. He's got support from Krastev, who clatters into Chowdhury when he won the ball. And they both end up on the deck. I think Krastev's come off worse, which is no surprise, because he's a bit of a man mountain, is Hamza Chowdhury. And words being exchanged, a little bit of shoving as well, with Lancashire involved too. But it will be, I think, a drop ball here for the goalkeeper. Certainly no foul involved there at all.
No, I don't think there was. I thought it was a loose pass, and Hamza Chowdhury just latches onto it. But I think that'll be a battle that will go on long into this game. Hamza Chowdhury and Krastev as well. He looks like a lively lad, lively player. So one to keep an eye on.
Charlton lead against Millwall on the stroke of half-time in one of the other 12:30 kickoffs today in the Championship. IU is pulling and tugging at the shirt of the goal scorer Ben Davis, and the free kick goes the way of Oxford United, and Jordan Ayew with plenty to say to the assistant on this near side about the fact he put his flag up there. Lancashire's looking for a long ball over the top here from De Keersmacher. Doesn't come. Phillips does well. De Keersmacher now goes early this time towards Krastev. Oh, it's poor clearance from Fatawu. He's not had a good half, has he? He's given that away to Lancashire, and now Curry in space down this left-hand side. Curry just waits and doesn't deliver due to the lack of bodies that were inside the penalty area. Cuts back though, and they keep possession. Final minute of the 3 added at the end of this first half. Here's Long charging forward. Gets it square on this near side to Brannigan. Now Curry can deliver. He clips across to the back post rather than one a little more direct, and that's enough at the end of this first half. And what an action-packed opening 45 minutes it was. Oxford getting themselves an early lead courtesy of Will Lancashire after really good work from Mikael Hellick, initially winning a header, and after a save was made by Stolarczyk as he denied Phillips, Hellick managed to cross the ball in the 6-yard area where Lancashire was on hand to finish from close range to his 3rd Championship goal of the season. Didn't take long though for Jordan Ayew to restore parity for Leicester City after a mistake from Brannigan. Ayew picking up on the infield pass, charging into the penalty area and finishing calmly past Jamie Cumming. But then disaster for Leicester City. Aaron Ramsey on his debut, he just had a shot saved and then he went herring into a tackle on the far side against Philip Krastev. Straight red card from Ben Toner, and then just before half-time, Ben Davis from a corner, a deflected header, putting Oxford United in front against the 10 men of Leicester City. It was action-packed. What more could you want? We've had rain, we've got glorious sunshine right now, and we've had plenty of goals too. Half-time here at the Kassam. Oxford United 2, Leicester City 1.
Adam, thank you very much. Yeah, it certainly was eventful in that first half. So let's get some more thoughts from Mark Albrighton, part of our commentary team for that one. And it sort of feels as though that performance, certainly from the Oxford side, the home side, sort of buoyed by that point that they picked up against Coventry before that international break. Sort of a momentum changer perhaps for them for getting that comeback point, as I say, against Coventry. And it feels as though they've taken that into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they started off the game and the way that they broke on the counter-attack in numbers, they broke fast and were certainly a threat. And then once the sending off happened, I've been really impressed with how they've been so patient with the ball. When the opposition goes a player down, there's always a likeliness that they would just want to go and get a goal as soon as possible, but it hasn't been that way. They've worked the ball from side to side. They've been really patient. They've waited for their opportunity. They've got into some good crossing positions, some good shooting positions on the edge of the box, and I've been really, really impressed. And obviously they get their goal and their reward for such a good half of play.
Yeah, very much so. And look, the big talking point, unfortunately, is that red card. When you consider Aaron Ramsey making his debut, he hasn't started a football game for over a year. February 2024 was the last time he started a football game. Unfortunately, a knee injury has ruled him out for a significant period of time. But what we're talking, 24 minutes into his debut, and unfortunately makes a launching tackle on Philip Krastev, and it leads to that red card. I mean, it's one of those challenges. I know you spoke about it in commentary, Mark, but it is one of those challenges where you're thinking you don't need to make that challenge because it's not a dangerous area. He's not going, he might get past you, but he's not really going anywhere.
Yeah, as far as the actual tackle is concerned, it's difficult. Like we don't get a replay here, but so it's difficult to see the how much he catches his opponent, I think. But on the whole, looking at it, and from our position here in commentary, you're exactly right. He just doesn't need to dive in there. There's cover coming from the rest of the Leicester City defence coming round. He's in an area of the pitch where he just doesn't need to make that tackle. He could just stay on his feet, delay his opponent, and wait until that cover arrives. And it strikes me as quite an inexperienced tackle, which I think is something that, like we spoke about before, is something that Leicester have sort of got to accept to some extent, that they're going to have moments like this, and hopefully Aaron Ramsey will learn from his mistake, and it's something that he will hopefully never do again.
Yeah, it does feel like it's a long way back for Leicester right now, then, being 2-1 down. They're down to 10 men as well, Mark. I mean, what would be the message now from Martí Cifuentes in that Leicester dressing room? Yeah,
I said in commentary, it would have suited them to get to half-time at 1-1 and then can reevaluate and try and look at how they were going to set up in this second half. I think they're always going to be a danger, Leicester City, whether they've got 10 or 11 men, because of the pace that they have got. They might need to play a different type of game in the second half, in terms of they might have to go more counter-attacking and sit back and soak up a bit of pressure before that. They're lucky they have got players on the bench that can come on and make a difference. I look at Ricardo Pereira, Harry Winks. You've got experience there, you've got quality there, and these are lads. Even Jordan James with his energy as well in the middle of the park. There's options there for Martí Cifuentes to look at and to try and impact the game. But I think a lot will depend on how they start the second half and just try and stay in the game as long as possible to then go and try and nick something.
All right, Mark, we'll give you a little break for now, but thank you very much. And just to remind you, over on Talksport right now, it's currently Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest 0. A Zubamendi goal, the difference between these two sides. It was a volley as well from him just outside the box. May have well taken a deflection off Murillo, who unfortunately for Forest has had to go off with an injury. Similar for the Gunners captain Martin Ødegaard too, who's had to be substituted around the 20-minute mark or just before with what looked to be a shoulder problem. So a few injury issues issues in that game. Remember, you can use the Talksport app to swipe between both stations and more too. We're going to bring you second half commentary then from the Kassam. That's to come next. Plus, we'll look ahead to our 3:00 championship game coming your way here on Talksport 2, which is Stoke against Birmingham.
The sports machine turns you on to the power of live football.
He fires in a beauty.
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
Talksport 2 is your dynamic destination for all the latest sporting action, featuring live commentary of all the biggest events, including football, PGA golf, horse racing, Premiership rugby, cricket, boxing, and all the big-hitting drama of the NFL.
Touchdown!
Plus, Talksport 2's official betting partner, William Hill, is always on hand with the insight and in-depth analysis you need. Talksport 2 with official betting partner, William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Einhell Pro Power Tools have arrived. Already, I'm uber excited. More power? Check. More performance? Super check. More warranty? Mega check. All powered by one battery for over 300 tools. With German engineering, which doesn't cost a fortune. Plus, right now, buy any Einhell Pro tool from your local stockist and get a 4 amp hour battery and charger kit totally free. Uber Super Mega Check. Einhell Pro Power Tools. The new kid on the block. See einhell.co.uk for terms and conditions.
There's a Peugeot SUV for everyone and every need.
Sport for choice. I like it.
From the compact 2008, the stylish 3008, to the roomy new 5008.
Weekend adventures, here we come.
Now available on 0% APR with a minimum 20% deposit.
Sounds like a 100% match.
Book a test drive on Peugeot.co.uk. Offer ends 30th September 2025. Personal contract purchase subject to status and availability. T's and C's 18+. Excludes plug-in hybrids. Stellantis Financial Services.
You want the look. Clean, close, sharp. But you don't have time to play around. Meet the Pitbull X5 series from Skullshaver.com. Our best-selling shaver. Now even better. Smooth blades, stronger motor, better grip. Built for speed. Designed for skin. No mess, no mirror, no drama. 90 seconds and you're done. Fresh, confident, ready. Pitbull X5 range by Skullshaver. Available now at skullshaver.com.
Turn on NordVPN. It will help you avoid digital threats and will encrypt your online traffic too. Visit nordvpn.com now. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Big light is off. The lamps are on. The cushions are perfectly positioned. And you're wearing your coziest hoodie. What would you get up for? Remote that's just out of reach?
I'll just watch whatever's on.
Phone charger?
Oh, I've still got 2%.
Cat who wants to go out?
He'll just stand at the door.
Ben & Jerry's cookie dough.
I'm listening.
It's jam-packed with irresistible cookie dough chunks. It's just dough much dough.
I'm up. Then I'm right back to the dough.
Ben & Jerry's. More is more.
Calling all little wildlife explorers. Playmobil is now in Happy Meal. Look, is that a seal? And a sea turtle? They've been around for millions of years, just like me. Which will your little ones discover? Some fun, some food, it's all inside this Happy Meal. Until the 14th of October from 11 a.m, Playmobil comprised toys only, subject to availability.
With LV, I can get my home insurance from just £179. They've made it easy for me to get a great price. And their 24/7 emergency helpline lets me look after what matters to me. Because insurance is simple when it's me and LV.
No wonder we're rated excellent on Trustpilot. Get your quote today at lv.com. 10% of new customers paid £179 or less November 2024 to April 2025. LV General Insurance is part of Allianz.
It's a West London barnstormer. Live Saturday night Premier League football.
Oh, what a finish!
Full commentary of the Bees versus the Blues. Build up from 7 to 7:30. Kick off at 8.
He shoots, it's got in!
Brentford versus Chelsea. Exclusively on Talksport. Don't get there.
The unstoppable force of live football.
Brilliant goal!
EFL Live on Talksport 2.
Across the facing goal, it's touched in by Lyndon Dykes for the winner for Birmingham City.
Regardless of spend, regardless of the money that they've got, you've still got to spend it wisely. They've brought in good players. They've got a really good coach.
Berger comes in field, squares to Gallagher, who scores. And Stoke City are back in the game.
It's going to be a real test for us. This one will be a bit more imposing from the home team, I think. So we have to be ready to meet that challenge.
Diogo could be in here. He is in. He's tipped the keeper off the post. Stansfield!
They're the real deal. I think that Birmingham City are building a squad that is definitely good enough to make the playoffs.
3 wins from 3. Mark Robins has got the Potters purring, and what a game this was.
It's a battle. You go there and you have to understand what type of stadium you're going to, what type of club, environment you're going to. It's just a battle.
I'm looking forward to us and seeing what we can do against what is a really talented team.
This is EFL Game Day Live here on Talksport 2. And before we have a quick roundup of the rest of the lunchtime scores, let's head to the Bet365 Stadium and speak to John Dunn, who'll be on commentary duty for us here on Talksport 2 alongside the former Leeds manager Neil Redfern as we bring you Stoke versus Birmingham, which will kick off at 3. John, Neil, good afternoon to you both. How are you?
Afternoon, Natalie.
Great to have you with us. And look, there's lots for us to get through. Neil, first of all, just what are you expecting from this game then between Stoke and Birmingham?
I think it'd be a good measure of where both sides realise where they're at. I think that'll be the key to it. I think both have made really good starts. It's been a great start for Birmingham, after promotion. I think Mark Robins is starting to implement his way of playing and his style of football now on this Stoke City side. And they've come up good. I mean, the third in the table. They're going well. Birmingham 10th in the table. So it could be one of them games where as a manager you can look at it and just measure over the few games that they've had whereabouts they're at this moment.
Both coming into this off the back of defeats before that international break. But just to talk about Stoke then, despite that defeat to West Brom, they have enjoyed a really positive opening to this championship season. As you say, they're third, only 3 points off top spot as things stand. And Mark Robins, what a manager he is when it comes to what he has done in his previous roles and previous clubs, for example. Do you think Stoke are primed maybe for a return to the Premier League?
I think they're in a position where they could do, and with a manager with the quality of Mark Robins, it gives them an even better chance.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, in the last 8, 9, 10 years, Mark has been an absolutely outstanding manager, particularly at championship level. Whatever he turns his hand to seems to come good. And he doesn't always get, the best hand of cards to deal with. And if he manages to fashion, sides that are capable of getting results and putting results together on a run. So I think Stoke City are in a good position. But like I said, earlier on about, measuring where both sides have come from, I think Mark will be interested to see just what his Stoke City side looks like against his Birmingham City side. He left it there in his interview where he said, they're a really talented bunch of players, and they've put a really good side together, Birmingham. But
well, listen, Neil, I've got to interrupt you because it's about to kick off for the second half. We'll chat more later on. I do apologise, Neil. But let's take you back to the Kassam Stadium where there are changes being made. Adam Bridge is alongside Mark Albright.
Yeah, thank you, Natalie. Teams are out. There's a couple of changes for Leicester. Funny enough, the teams are out, but there's no sign of the referee or the assistant referees for some reason. They're having an extra long cup of tea at half-time, but it is 2 changes for Leicester. Probably no great surprise. Soumare, who was booked early on in the game, he's been replaced by Harry Winks in midfield. And Steffi Mavadidi, and Mark mentioned he looked really tired and leggy despite making a couple of lung-busting runs. And the ironic cheers are for the arrival of the assistants down below. Ricardo Pereira is coming on to replace Mavadidi as well. Mark, it looks like they're just trying to shore things up and be a little bit more solid. Pereira coming on, maybe Chowdhury going into midfield.
Yeah, these 2 players coming on, Harry Winks and Ricardo Pereira, certainly give more of an assurance, especially Harry Winks in the middle of the park. The way he passes the ball, he dictates games at times. He was crucial last time Leicester were in the Championship, and I think Ricardo brings that with his quality on the ball, but also he brings the leadership as well, and he will drive a team forward, and he'll certainly be looking to do that. I think something had to be changed from a Leicester City point of view, but I stick by what I said. They will want to stay in the game for as long as possible and try and nick something in the last sort of 10-15 minutes.
We'll have a look at how those changes pan out then for Leicester City. We're underway at the start of this second half then, now kicking from right to left in this second 45 minutes. The sun is back out here the Kassam Stadium after those showers in the opening 45 minutes. Oxford United are unchanged, so Cummings in goal. It's a back four of Long, Hetlick, Davis and Curry. Then in midfield, De Keersmaker and Brannigan. And then it's Phillips, Plaheta and Krastev supporting Lancashire, who's up top for Gary Rowett's side. As for Leicester, Stolarczyk is in goal. It's now Pereira, Okore, Vestergaard and Thomas, with Winks and Skip and Chowdhury in central positions, and Fatawu and Ayew, the players that are providing the attack up front. Some maybe more of a 4-3-2. I don't want to get too hung up in formations, but it looks like Ayew and Fatawu are going to be the two up top.
That certainly looks it, yeah. It looks like Skip and Hamza Chowdhury are going to be playing more of eights. Harry Winks sitting in that sixth position, and then the two up top as well. They need the firepower up top in the two strikers, because they're chasing the game. But also I look at that midfield, and I think it even though there's only three of them in the middle there, I think it's got energy, and it's got ball players as well. So it's a good mixture.
We've got some defending to do here immediately, and it's Vestergaard by the corner flag, and he tries the back pass to Stolarczyk, but Lancashire was reading it and tried to cut across, and they've won the throw on this near side, have Oxford United. It's Long's ball into the penalty area. Krastev's there. Lancashire will turn and get a shot away, and in no space at all. He's just fired that over the top of the crossbar. And Will Lancashire looking fairly lively for Oxford United, looking to add to his earlier goal, but on this occasion he's off target.
Yeah, he is. Difficult opportunity on the turn. Just leans back a little bit, goes over the bar, but I think he's going to be crucial for Oxford this season. If they've got any chance of survival this year, it's crucial that they've got a goal scorer, and he started superbly well this season and got off the mark. So he'll be looking to add to that, certainly.
One thing we did talk earlier on about, they did get the win against Birmingham City, but I think it was one shot from open play throughout the game. Just obviously being down to 10 men, that's not going to be helped today, but we weren't seeing too much more of that anyway, were we, in the opening exchanges before the red card?
No, and I think also they conceded a lot of chances to Birmingham, and Birmingham didn't have the firepower on the night to punish them. In the final third there, I thought they were poor, but Leicester City gave them a lot of chances. So we've seen another case of that today. Oxford have had their chances in the first half. Obviously took two of them, but it's not a good recipe for the team at the minute.
Vestergaard and Chowdhury and Winks almost getting in each other's way there, and they've given possession away on halfway to Oxford United, whose yellow shirts glinting beautifully in the sunshine here at the Kassam Stadium as they lead by 2-1. We are 3.5 minutes into this second half. A reminder, if you just joined us, Leicester are down to 10 men and have been since midway through that first half, after Aaron Ramsey on loan from Burnley was sent off. Straight red card from Ben Toner, the referee. And Oxford getting themselves in front just on the stroke of half time. Ball into the feet of Lancashire again, who tries to turn Okole. Loses out, and Chowdhury will pick up possession now in midfield. And on that right hand side he finds Fatawu, who's on the charge here. Fatawu still going towards the byline, tries to cut back inside, and in the end it's a goal kick that's given away, much to the annoyance of the Leicester fans who are opposite us here in the north stand, and it will be a goal kick for Oxford United.
Yeah, good defending, and that's the issue when Leicester do get their players like Fatawu on the ball. He just looked a bit isolated there. He's got 4 or 5 Oxford bodies around him and not much support from a blue shirt. So that's the problem that they're going to have.
Oh, Vestergaard has caught Phillips late, but it's a play on here because Krastev is on the attack towards the edge of the penalty area. He's got support. De Keersmaker with the shot, and I think that's going to be a yellow card for Vestergaard because he really did catch Phillips late. Referee played on as the shot pings wide, but he's going in the book. He is the Leicester centre half.
Yeah, he don't look happy with it, Vestergaard. My initial reaction was that he did get a small touch on the ball and it sort of deflected out wide, but you can see him fighting his innocence. Whether it was a foul or not, I think he's fighting against the yellow card.
Well, Phillips is certainly struggling to walk, and I think he's just made a gesture to the bench. They haven't brought the physios on because they probably don't want to go down to 10 men, but I think Phillips is going to hit the deck. He's going to need some treatment, and the physios will arrive. So a reminder of where we're at in all of our early kickoffs today. Arsenal leading Forest 1-0 at half-time in the Championship. Charlton ahead against Millwall. That game's just into the second half, as is the game between Preston and Middlesbrough. Preston leading there by a goal to nil. In League One, Bradford, 2 late goals at the end of the first half. Lead Huddersfield 3-0 in League One. Still goalless between Northampton and Blackpool. And in League Two, Accrington Stanley 1, Colchester United 0, and goalless between Crawley and Cheltenham 2. A reminder, we have live Championship football once we're done here. That's the Bet365, Stoke against Birmingham City. And Matt Phillips is coming off here. And actually, well, I was mentioning in the first half how he's divided opinion. He's getting a standing ovation for his performance today. He has run himself into the ground, but he's had an injury-plagued career, has Matt Phillips. And unfortunately, looks like he's picked up another one here, following that challenge from Yannick Vestergaard. And the change, we'll see the introduction. It looks of Luke Harris for Oxford United.
Yeah, it's never nice to see any player go off hobbling, but especially somebody that's got an injury record like Matt Phillips has. It's always that little bit more worrying. And is it serious? Is it just a knock? And it's obviously disappointing. And like you say, the ovation that he came off to there typifies how well he's played in this game so far. He's been fantastic. He's been energetic. He's kept the ball. He's looked a threat. So disappointing for Oxford. Disappointing for Matt Phillips.
You can probably tell that Vestergaard is touching the ball because he gets booed every single time for that challenge on Matt Phillips. Live football right now over on Talksport in the Premier League. The game between Arsenal and Forest, and Arsenal have doubled their advantage. Victor Gyökeres is on target. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Not the perfect start for Ange Postecoglou on a return to the other half of North London, of course. Now he's in charge of Forest. If you have the Talksport app, of course, you can flick between the channels, you can flick between your commentaries, you can also flick between radio stations because there's plenty more on offer, including Virgin Radio, of course, Times Radio 2. Get the app downloaded onto your phone or tablet, whoever your supplier is. It's well worth it as well, because when you get the app, you can get access to some of our fantastic video content as well that's available too. We've had 8 minutes of a bitty start to this second half here. Harry Winks has possession, going back towards his own goal in blue, midway inside his own half. The second half substitute is fouled by Plaheta, and that will be a free kick for Leicester City midway inside their own half. They didn't look after the ball particularly well when they got it, when they were down to 10 men in the first half, did they?
No, they didn't. They were sloppy. I think Mavadidi was at fault for that a couple of times on a couple of occasions, and that probably is a reason why Marti Cifuentes has made the change. But Abdul Fatawu as well, another one guilty of it. It's players that you'd expect so much from. But having said that, it was difficult. They were very isolated, like I was saying earlier. It is difficult to delay and wait to bring players into play, and you sort of run out of ideas, try and rush it, and end up giving the ball away.
I was going to say, as a winger yourself, when you're playing against 10 men, do you have to adapt how you play? Because if you are that man short, are you kind of conscious of tucking in and maybe doing a little bit more defending at times? As we'll get the answer to that in a moment, because Skip's got the ball out wide in a dangerous position here for Leicester City. Infield manages to find Winks, and then possession is almost given away by the challenge coming in from Krastev. Vestergaard has it. Thomas, Ayew on this near touchline level with the edge of the penalty area. Blue shirts on the attack, a rare moment. Vestergaard's deep inside the Oxford half. There's Chowdhury, helped on its way to Pereira. Pereira to Fatawu, onto Pereira! And it's 2-2! And it's the substitute, Ricardo Pereira, second goal in 2 games, and it's a brilliant finish. It's excellent football, and the half-time changes pay dividends for the Foxes. They're back in the hunt. Oxford United 2, Leicester City 2.
Yeah, in my opinion, you'll go a very long way this weekend to see a better footballing goal than the one that's just been scored there from Ricardo Pereira. They must have had the ball for a couple of minutes, just passing it round, working it from side to side, and then when it matters, on the edge of the box is a quick interchange between Abdul Fattawu, I think it was, and Ricardo Pereira, and the finish is immaculate as well, cutting across the ball into that far corner. Fantastic goal from Leicester City, and a great start to this second half for them.
Yeah, brilliant finish from Pereira. I mean, some will say that goal he scored against Birmingham City shouldn't have been on the field for, because he should have had a red card prior, but came off the bench to score then, and he's off the bench to score again today for Leicester City. 2-2 then, here at the Kassam. I've said these games often end in draws. Well, Chowdhury's just asked Stolarczyk to do a lot there with a back pass, which he's done incredibly well as the Polish keeper. His clearance, though, is picked up on that left-hand side by Jack Curry. I mean, Gary Rowett is going to be furious. The man advantage, and with a man advantage, to allow yourself to be played through in that manner, he's not going to be happy.
No, he won't be. Obviously, they've got the number advantage, so he will be disappointed with that. But I look at it on the other foot. I praise Martí Cifuentes for his changes, and I look at this, the setup from Leicester City, and although they've got one player less, we can see it now, they're all in their shape. Although they've got a player less, it looks a strong midfield and front line. I think he's put the right players in the right places, and he's obviously really thought about it with his coaching staff as well, and gone, this is the best thing. And moving Hamza Chowdhury into that middle, putting Harry Winks at the base of it, and then moving Abdul Fattawu in support of Jordan Ayew. I think what he's done there is extremely good management.
Lancashire's helped that on his way. It's picked up by Luke Harris towards the edge of the penalty area. Can't quite take control of the ball, though. Opportunity here maybe on that left-hand side for Oxford to exploit the extra man, as Curry will just go infield again to Brannigan. Krastev is wide, but instead Brannigan goes more direct towards Placheta. Dealt with there by Vestergaard. Picked up by Winks, and now Fattawu, who loses possession with the challenge from Krastev, and it will be a free kick for Leicester midway inside their own half, away to our right-hand side. 2-2 then. You're listening to Game Day exclusive on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. We're bringing you more than 500 games this season across the Talksport network. More live football for you later. This afternoon, of course, we've got Stoke against Birmingham. We'll get team news from there shortly. Tonight, Brentford against Chelsea. That's live and exclusive on Talksport from 8 o'clock tomorrow lunchtime. What a derby on the South Coast. Southampton against Pompey. 12 o'clock start here on Talksport 2. And that's all before we get back into Champions League and Carabao Cup action in midweek. Atletico Bilbao against Arsenal on Tuesday, as well as Brentford against Villa on Talksport 2 and around the grounds on Talksport. Then Wednesday, Liverpool against Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich against Chelsea. That's on Wednesday night. And then on Thursday, Newcastle, Barca and Man City against Napoli. I mean, you couldn't ask for much more for your midweek entertainment. The nights may be drawing in, but settle down by your radio or by your phone, your app. Or, of course, you can watch us on your smart TV too. Right-footed ball clipped forward this time towards the edge of the penalty area by Long. It had to be dealt with by Okoli. Lancashire is a real presence up there for Oxford United, and he wins the throw, which is taken short. And De Keersmaker back again to Long. And they're just trying to probe their way forward here. Left-hand side, there is some space available. Krastev's there. Gives it out wide to Curry. Curry's cross is good. Vestergaard, though, will head it away. Lancashire was waiting for it, but it's well dealt with, and Oxford will win possession on halfway.
Yeah, I think Oxford need to settle into the game a little bit more in this second half. I think first half they did extremely well, especially in the last sort of 10-15 minutes. They, like I said before, they passed the ball from side to side. They were patient and really, really good in their build-up, but they haven't got going in this second half yet.
Ayew has. He's away down this left-hand side, charging inside the penalty on his left foot. Ayew looks to cut back onto his right foot. Almost slips. He's got 3 yellow shirts around him. Keeps the ball. Runs out the box on this near side. He's got Thomas behind him. Instead, he goes towards Winks. Winks on his right foot finds Chowdhury. Pereira, the goal scorer, is on that right-hand side. Instead it goes into Winks once more, edge of the penalty area. Winks spinning and keeping the ball, then slips it through to Fatawu. Out wide now to Pereira. Pereira level with the edge of the penalty area. Back to Winks. Chowdhury wants it short. Chowdhury gets it. He's going to shift it back again to Okoli. Okoli now to Pereira, right-hand side. Leicester keeping the ball, and they may only have 10 men, but they're holding the 11 of Oxford United at bay right now, who are chasing shadows. Winks into the feet of Fatawu. On this near side, Ayew will pick it up. On the charge, he's got Thomas going inside him. Ayew with the ball at feet. Edge of the penalty area, right foot, he tries the shot, bends it, and it's literally inches away from Paul falling into the back of the net. The outstretched left hand of Cumming couldn't get there, and again, Leicester City have started this second half. They may be a man down, but they're on top in this game.
Yeah, and this is what I spoke about. Harry Winks is come on, he's dictating the pace of the game. In possession for Leicester, he's dictating everything that they're doing. Him, Hamza Chowdhury, Ricardo Pereira down that right-hand side. Their interchange of passing, of movement is fantastic. Working the ball to people like Fatawu, who's coming short to his feet, is getting involved in the play. Ayew pulling out to this left, cutting inside, looking to get his shot off, and he's unfortunate with that one. But that's the difference that Harry Winks brings to this team.
Like you say, full credit to Marty Cifuentes at half-time for these changes, but Gary Rowett's Oxford yet to respond to them, really, because at the moment they're getting picked apart. Skip tries to slip a ball through to Fatawu, who was on the charge, but he couldn't quite get there. Now Brannigan finds Krastev. Krastev's brought down. It will be a free kick again to Oxford United, which they'll take short and quick to this right-hand side. Long has it. Finds Plaheta. Ball at feet. He's got Thomas to take on here. Cuts in field. Edge of the penalty area. First touch was dreadful from De Keersmaker. Loses possession. Picked up again though by Long, who just literally passes the ball to the feet of Winks. And Ayew away down this left-hand side again. 3 around him. There's the challenge that's going to get penalised that came from Sam Long. And it will be a yellow card for him and a free kick to Leicester.
Yeah, he does superbly well there, Jordan Ayew. He had no support. He had nowhere to go, really. A lot of Oxford shirts surrounding him, and the one thing he does very well, and he has done for many years, he draws in the contact, draws in the foul, and gets a free kick, a chance for Leicester to put a ball in a box from a wide position.
Going to be delivered here by Luke Thomas, midway inside the Oxford United half. So Vestergaard and Okoli have gone forward. Ayew's there too. Skip lurking, and Fatawu around the back, and it is swung over, gets Vestergaard's little flick on, but it's out of play for what will be a goal kick away to our left-hand side for Oxford United. 2-2 it remains here, almost 64 minutes played. You're listening to Talksport 2, and it's going to be a goal kick taken short, as everything is taken short by this Oxford United side. Hellick. We need Brannigan, Hellick to stand up really now. They've twice been in front in this game. Twice they've been pegged back. Second time round against 10 men. And at the moment, it only looks like Leicester will go on to win this game. And what that would do for Oxford United's confidence. Tricky fixtures coming up, as ever. Bristol City away, Sheffield United at home, Queen's Park Rangers and Watford away before they entertain Derby here as well. There are no easy games in the Championship, that's for sure. Vestergaard wins a header on halfway. Now, Krastev to the right-hand side. Plaheta's on the charge here. Lankshire's ahead of him. Tries the left-footed bender, and it's just over the top of the bar. By quite some distance. When he set off, we were right behind that. When it set off, you thought, oh, hello. But way too much aerial prowess and power on that.
Yeah, like you say, when he's cut inside and he's got it on his left foot, it looked like he was going to shape it really nicely round, but yeah, too much flight. But that's just an example there of something they're doing different in this second half compared to the first half. They were more patient and moving it side to side, get this Leicester City side moving, and especially down to 10 men, try and wear them out, and then in the last sort of 10-15 minutes, that's when you look to pounce.
Leicester have it on halfway. Ayew with a flick towards Skip. Picked up by Oxford again. Let's get the team news for our 3 o'clock kick-off today at the Bet365. It's Stoke against Birmingham. Watched by John Dunn.
2 changes for Stoke after suffering their first league defeat of the season here against West Brom 2 weeks ago. An instant debut for Thomas Rigo, signed from Banik Ostrava. Ben Pearson also starts, replacing Seko and Junho. 5 changes for Birmingham. That's following their defeats at Leicester before the break. Debut for deadline day signing Patrick Roberts. Jay Stansfield is fit and starts. Cochrane, Doyle and Tomoki also come in. 3 o'clock kick-off here at the Bet365.
We'll be there with Neil Redfern and John Dunn from 3 o'clock this afternoon once we're done here at the Kassam, where it's 2-2 as we approach the midway point of this second half. Throwing down this right-hand side for Oxford United. There's a bit of consternation because I think a trailing foot from Plaheta may have caught Vestergaard. Here's the throw then on this near touchline, and it's going to be thrown in by Curry. Headers won by Ayew, back defending. Pick it up again once more with Davis, who finds Curry again. Ayew's caught him, and that's going to be a free kick for Oxford United midway inside the Leicester City half, and Ayew, I think, has made himself feel rather uncomfortable in the process too.
Yeah, again, said it in the first half about Aaron Ramsey's tackle, but again, it looked like another striker's tackle, that from Jordan Ayew, just come sprinting out of the box, and he's looked to win the ball rather than just sort of standing up, being a bit more patient, and puts his team in a difficult position now. Got to defend this free kick from Oxford.
Just out of curiosity, were strikers' tackles different to wingers' tackles?
So different, yeah, absolutely. Wingers didn't tackle.
It's that too. Here's this free kick, then Brannigan's over it. Probably not a shooting opportunity for him this time round. So he's going to be looking to swing this one in. Hellick is lurking. Davis, who scored Oxford's second, of course. Hellick was influential in the first. Here is Brannigan. He's just dinked one in this time towards the back post, and arriving with the header was Sam Long. Well, it was delicate from Brannigan. It skipped off the surface at the edge of the 6-yard area, but Long could only head it wide and not get it on target.
Yeah, I think he fooled us all. The way he set up, it looked like he was looking at a strike on goal, and then all of a sudden just chipped a ball in that bounced around the penalty spot and in through to that back post, got all the way through and goes down as a chance in the end.
You have to go back to 1990. Oh, they've given the ball away here, Leicester, at the edge of the penalty area. It's picked up by De Kerschmacher. And what's he going to do with it? Well, he's got options out wide. He finds Long, who plays the ball over to the back post, and diving in for it was Lancashire, and the offside flag is up anyway. As I was about to say, it was 1990 the last time Oxford won here against Leicester. It was 4-2 that day. Most of these ties, as we mentioned, have been draws over the years. 5 of the last 7 visits of Leicester have ended all square, and well, we've got a quarter of the game left to try and find a winner in what's been a really entertaining Saturday lunchtime game. We've got Leicester for you next Saturday lunchtime as well here on Talksport 2. Mark and I will be together at the King Power for the game against Coventry City, which should be an interesting one. Vestergaard's ball forward for Taou's offside by quite some margin, and that'll be a free kick again for Oxford United midway inside their own half. Crawley have scored against Cheltenham in League 2 in another one of the early kickoffs. They lead there by 1-0. Everything else is as you were. We've certainly had the best of the goal tally this afternoon from the early games around the country and around the EFL. Right-footed ball in, this time is low from Sam Long. Not the best of deliveries, and it allowed Leicester to clear. I'm going to ask this question now, just to play devil's advocate really. If you are Martin Cifuentes and you are down to 10 men and you've come back in this game twice, are you running away from a point right now? Are you taking it? Are you snatching my hand off?
I think if it comes to it at the end, I think you take the point. But I do think the longer the game goes on, I think there's there's chances there for Leicester, I'll be honest with you. I think, especially with the players that they could bring off the bench as well. They've still got Jeremy Mongo down there that can come on and make a difference. Is this the type of game for him? Probably not, but I can see more chances in it for Leicester, put it that way. I've probably sat on the fence there with my answer, but I can see more chances.
Well, a couple of moments inside the Leicester penalty area. Thomas with a clearance where he took the ball down inside the 6-yard area. And then again, Lancashire, I think, feeling that he was felled as he tried to get to a header. But again, Bentona not interested. A couple of changes coming for Oxford down below. We can see Nick Prelec and Stan Mills ready to come on. Stan, of course, the son of Talksport pundit Danny Mills. Not sure if Danny's here today or whether he's watching his other son, of course, will be competing in Tokyo at the World Athletics Championships, which got underway today as well. If I was Danny, Oxford, Tokyo, I think I know which one I'd go for. Here's Vestergaard at the edge of his own penalty area. Left-footed ball clipped forward to the far side. Pereira, who scored the equaliser for Leicester City, takes it down, back to Chowdhury on halfway. Fatawi's made a run here, and he has got round the back this time, and this time he's onside, but he's forced out wide. Oh, but he's cut in field brilliantly. Gets the crossover, Skips arriving, couldn't quite get there. Chowdhury puts pressure on, and in the end, ball has to be put out of play by Ben Davis rather desperately for Oxford United. Here's the change. Krastev is going off to be replaced by Prelec, and the other change will see the introduction and the departure of Plaheta, and Stan Mills is coming on for him as finally Gary Rowett makes a move. We did see, I think, Patson Daka, who was ready to come on for Leicester City, but he's sat down again now, so they will wait a moment. They're on the attack. And a throw on that far side for Leicester. Level with the edge of the Oxford United penalty area. Oh, taken short, and they've given it away immediately. Here's Ben Davis. Clears the ball into Hamza Chowdhury and out for a throw on the far side for Oxford United. And now Daka has reappeared. And Leicester are going to make the change. Just talking to the fourth official down below. I'm not sure they're going to make it just yet.
I don't think it's a bad change. Again, I think it's quite clever. He's probably looked at the last few minutes and seen the times that the ball's been played down the channel. Obviously, the once Abdul Fattawi was caught offside, the next one he wasn't. So the gaps are there, and with Patson Daka's pace to exploit that, it could be a good move.
We'll wait to see who Daka comes on to replace, and it's going to be a chance for Leicester to build from the back here away to our right hand side. 17 minutes remaining. You listen to Game Day exclusive on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. It's Oxford United 2, the 10 men of Leicester City 2. Picked up on midway inside the Leicester half. Coley there, literally, I would suggest he may have been carrying on that occasion. Will Lancashire. Fattawi is the player that's coming off for Leicester, for Daka to come on. And I'm guessing because they've been playing more centrally, Fattawi and Ayew, Daka's a sensible option.
Yeah, I think it is. Like I say, I think what Fattawi's done in this second half and the runs that he's made into the space for them channel balls have been the right thing to do. Obviously caught offside on the one occasion, but Patson Daka, that's his game. He loves playing on the shoulder, loves looking to run into that space and behind. So I think it's a good move. I think Fattawi's probably not had his best game, and he'll be the first to admit that. But it was always going to be difficult when we went down to 10 men.
Jordan James is going to come on as well. It looks down below. So Daka is on without the goal since December 2024. Patson Daka. Fifth time he's come on as a substitute in this championship season so far. Okoli back to the goalkeeper. Stolarczyk away to our right hand side. Winks drops in to pick it up at the edge of the penalty area. Okoli gets it out as far as Skip, and Skip now assesses his options, and Luke Thomas is one of those down this left hand side. He plays it in early. Daka's coming for it, but so is Jamie Cumming, who slides on the damp turf and gathers the ball up for Oxford United and immediately bowls it out to Ben Davis down that left-hand side. And Davis coming forward. He's on loan at Birmingham City last season in League One, Ben Davis, and I think he thought he may stay with them with their ascent to the Championship, but picked up by Gary Rowett's side here on loan for the rest of the season, as he said, to provide some cover on the left side of the defence. Does it look like they've shipped to a 3 here potentially? I'm just having a look at how they're lining up. I know Stan Mills, when he came on, had a fairly clear instruction for the back line, as that's clipped to this right hand side. Mills is chasing after it. He's not going to get there. The header's won well by Thomas. It's picked up in the middle once more by Winks. Winks back to Thomas, edge of his own penalty area, having to play and try and find Skip, but he does it well. Greeted by Sam Long, who puts it out of play, and it will be a throw in down this near side for Leicester City. I wonder who Jordan James is going to replace. I'm going to assume Oliver Skip.
Yeah, I would assume the same. I think Oliver Skip's done well in there. It's been difficult for him, but he's done very well in there. I think Jordan James coming on will give a lot more energy into this last sort of 15 minutes or so. He fresh legs, and he'll be eager to put himself about. We know what he brings from his time at Birmingham. So good addition to the squad, and I think it could be a good addition to Leicester in this game as well.
Matt Targett has equalised for Middlesbrough against Preston, 1-1 at Deepdale. Remember, Preston 100% record at home, Middlesbrough 100% record full stop as things stand. But 1-1 at the moment up at Deepdale. It's still Charlton 1 and Millwall 0 in the London derby. It remains 2-2 here, 2-0 to Arsenal over on Talksport right now. Bradford in League One still lead Huddersfield by 3-0. Goalless between Northampton and Blackpool. A little bit of pressure maybe on Steve Bruce, and the home side's winning in League 2. Accrington and Crawley both by 1-0 as things stand. Here's Mills, brilliant, down the right hand side, gets it across to try and find Prelec, whose shot is blocked, and the offside flag is up in the end as Mills touches the ball right by the touchline, and it is going to be Hamza Chowdhury who's coming off for Jordan James, actually. So that's the change made by Cifuentes. So I don't know if we're going to see Jeremy Monga today, or maybe Decordova-Reid. Not really a circumstance potentially to bring Decordova-Reid back in after a long injury.
Yeah, I think firstly on the substitution again, like Oliver Skip we spoke about, I think Hamza Chowdhury has done fantastically well in a couple of positions today. I thought he did really well in the first half from his right back position, stepping in. I think second half he's been really strong in that middle, getting on the ball as well with Skip and Winks and trying to make things happen. So certainly a good move in terms of freshening it up and bringing Jordan James on.
It's a goal kick away to our right hand side, or a free kick should I say, taken quickly by Stolarczyk as he launches it forward. They did have a couple of passes inside the penalty area, short. Prelec's done well to hold that up. Here's Stan Mills again down this right-hand side. Early crossing is blocked out by Luke Thomas, who's defended very well on the left-hand side of that back line for Leicester City today. It's back with Sam Long. In the middle of the park is Ben Davis, just trying to press inside that Leicester City half right now. Hellick's there. They decide to go to the left-hand side. But again, the ball comes back once more to Davis, and Hellick's now inside his own half. It's a good press from the 10 men of Leicester City, forcing them all the way back to Jamie Cumming. And then he goes long. Okoli will win the first header. Lancashire is there, and he'll try and help on that far side to win possession. It's gathered by Jack Curry, and they have the throw short to Brannigan. And back to Davis on halfway. And now Hellick again as Leicester get themselves back in shape. The 10 men desperately trying to find a way to keep Oxford United out here. Down this right-hand side, that's how to play again. And it's off of Mills, and it will be a goal kick for Leicester away to our right-hand side. And they've really, in this second half, dealt with everything that Oxford United have offered.
Yeah, so far they have, and I think you just touched on it a couple of minutes ago, and how well Luke Thomas has defended from that left-back position. First half, he had a couple of moments where he's had to stand up, found himself quite isolated 1v1, and he stood up, defended fantastically well, made blocks. He's done the same in this game as well. in this half as well. Sorry, in terms of his positional play and even that example there, following his runner and playing it off him to get his team a goal kick.
Big games coming up for Leicester. We mentioned next Saturday lunchtime the game against Coventry, and then they're away at West Brom and at home to Wrexham as well in the coming weeks for Leicester. The Ayew's offside there, and the flag goes up as he chases that ball down. It will be a free kick for Oxford United midway inside their own half. We talked about earlier in the game, before the game, the frustration the home support have had without a win so far this season in the Championship. To be playing against 10 men for 66 minutes, to have gone in front twice, if they don't get all 3 points from this game, they're not going to be happy around here, are they?
No, I think you can sense it slightly as well. It does seem quite flat.
Let's go Lancashire with a shot that takes a deflection. He's gathered by Stellaci.
Yeah, it does seem quite flat round here. That obviously 10 minutes to go, you'd have thought there'd be a little bit of a resurgence, a little bit of something from the fans, but it doesn't seem like there is that. I think that might have an impact by the way that the team have played in this second half. They've not really been on the front foot. They've not played like they did in that first half in terms of their patience and the way that they were passing the ball around. They've not really settled at all in this second half.
James into Ayew midway inside Oxford United's half. We have 8.5 minutes left on Talksport 2. It remains 2-2. Here's Jordan Ayew. Does well. He's got James outside of him. Jordan James right-footed ball across, and it's just beyond Patson Daka. It looked like for a moment he was arriving to head that ball into the net, but they've won the ball back again on this near side. Brilliant from Thomas. He finds Skip into Winks. Daka holds it up. Pereira's there waiting. Here's Okoli, and you can hear the Leicester fans far more than you can hear the home support right now. Ayew, shirt being pulled by Brannigan. Does well to keep the ball though, and he finds Thomas again on this near side. Now infield they go once more to substitute Winks. Here's Pereira. Pereira clip over the top. Daka's there, offside flag is up, and it will be a free kick for Oxford United.
Yeah, again, Luke Thomas starts out with his defending and. Good play. I'm not sure that's the right ball. I think you can keep it moving, keep the ball moving side to side from a Leicester City point of view there, and obviously they give the ball away, and it gives Oxford a chance to come up the field and build another attack.
It does, and it's Ben Davies who has it on halfway for those in yellow. They charge forward again, back to Brannigan, trying to keep the ball and move it round. No sign of Gary Rowett in his technical area. Here's Mills down this near side, and Thomas has certainly got the better of Stan Mills in these few exchanges. And Mills wants to throw, but is ignored by Sam Long. Hellick will give it to Long again. Mills is out wide on this near touchline, but Long goes direct into the box. Prelec helps it on. It's cleared away from the far edge of the penalty area by Pereira and by Jordan James, and they win it back on that far touchline, Oxford United. And possession once more in the middle of the park is with De Keersmaker. And now Long, right-footed ball swung over. Vestergaard's there, it was comfortable header. Oh, and De Keersmaker has lost out in midfield that time to Patson Daka, who had the challenge. Wide to the left-hand side they go. Now looking to cut in on the right foot is Brannigan. We know he's got a shot on him. Does well. Then tees it up towards the edge of the box. Helped on its way by Luke Harris. Now the right-footed ball coming in from Curry, and it's straight down the throat of Stellaci inside the 6-yard box. And we have 6 minutes left here on Talksport 2. It remains Oxford United 2, Leicester City 2. And again, they try to play out from the back. Leicester nodded down towards Winks, who picks up the loose ball, and then it's taken on here by De Keersmaker. Now he tees that one up for Harris. Harris tries the shot, blocked brilliantly by Vestergaard at the edge of the D. Skip away down this left-hand side. Not much left in the legs of Oliver Skip. And the challenge comes in from Stan Mills, and the throw-in is Leicester City's on halfway.
Yeah, done well there, Skip, just to get his team up the field, get a throw in. I think from an Oxford point of view, they've just lacked a few ideas in this second half, just going forward. notably that cross there. It's just an aimless floaty cross that's gone into the arms of Stolarczyk. It's considering everything that they offered in that first half, it's been disappointed in the second half.
On halfway, inside the centre circle, good work that time by Thomas again. Ayew down this left-hand side, the blue shirt swarming towards the edge of the penalty. Oh, here's Skip. Skip is opening up for him. Skip's still going. James gets in his way, and then Skip has to delay the shot, and it's blocked by Brannigan. And the two of them, between them, couldn't decide who was doing what. And in the end, Skip has to get a shot away from a slightly worse angle that was blocked out for the corner.
Yeah, it just seemed to open up there for Oliver Skip as he was running across that 18-yard box. Everything seemed to open up. I don't think he could believe it himself. And then when it does come to, he probably could have took the shot slightly earlier, but when he did, there was a couple of bodies in the way.
Zubimendi has a third for Arsenal over on Talksport right now. Can Leicester get a third here? 4 minutes to go. Corner on the far side. Left-footed ball going to be swung over by Thomas to the edge of that 6-yard box. It's headed away by Helik. Keeper at half comfort as well. Maybe there's a counter on here. Nick Prelec away down this near side. He's got Mills inside of him. Prelec's there, clips the ball across. Mills is there, doesn't get on the end of it. Mills with a chance maybe down that left-hand side. It was helped on its way by De Keersmaker, but it's brilliant defending in the end, and it will be a goal kick for Leicester.
Yeah, fantastic defending, Jordan James to get back and make the tackle and ultimately win a goal kick as well. So he's done fantastically well there. Harry Winks was chasing back, and people questioned the togetherness in this squad. I think that what we've just seen there could sum up what this squad needs in terms of that togetherness. Everybody celebrating, everybody congratulating Jordan James for that great bit of defensive play, and you can see how much that they want to win this.
Foul on Skip inside the centre circle by Mills. Crawley have added a second. They lead against Cheltenham by 2-0. And Northampton piling the pressure on Steve Bruce, Kevin Nolan's side. With a late goal there, Northampton 1, Blackpool 0, and Huddersfield will pull one back. They trail Bradford by 3-1. In the Championship, it remains Charlton 1, Millwall 0, Preston 1, Middlesbrough 1, and here, of course, Oxford 2, Leicester 2. We're off to the Bet365 soon on Talksport 2 for our exclusive commentary this afternoon. Stoke against Birmingham. Now, though, Leicester, can they find a winner? Ayew, left-hand edge of the penalty area, appeals for a handball. I don't think that's coming in any way, shape or form. Prelec on halfway, loses out, picked up by Winks. He's made such a difference since he come on. Harry Winks at half-time, he's fouled, wins the free kick for Leicester, midway inside the Oxford United half. Yeah, I think shouts for a handball just a minute or so ago would have been quite harsh. His hands down by his body, didn't look in an unnatural position. I think the ball does strike his hand, but it's from close range as well. But Harry Winks, like you say, has made a huge difference to this second half. He's dictated everything that's happened in the game, and just driving forward there wins his team a free kick. Sadiq Dembele is coming on to replace Jack Curry, and Mark Harris is on to replace Will Lancashire for the final few moments for Oxford United, who have everybody back defending this free kick from Leicester City. Just over a minute of normal time to play. Harry Winks has got it. It's about 35 yards out from goal, although Vestergaard has got that look about him. Now he's just stepped away. I think Vestergaard fancied it, but it's probably a bit too far. Thomas is there as well, maybe for a left-footed clip, and it is Thomas, left-footed, who does clip it forward, and it's just bouncing. It's not going to go out of play even. No, it does eventually, as Skip was about to arrive for it. And I think Thomas suddenly decided he was going to take it, but no one else knew what was coming there.
I think they got that wrong. It was one of those awkward ones where it's a bit central, it's too far away from the goal for a shot. But I think nobody was on the same page with that one.
11,362 in the Kassam this Saturday lunchtime. And I think the majority aren't going to be very happy if it remains 2-2, having played against 10 men for a long time. It's going to be a goal kick for Leicester away to our right-hand side as everyone cast their eyes down towards the technical area, because the fourth official will arrive in moments to tell us how many minutes are going to be added on at the end of this game, and the answer is 5. And Bobby De Cordova-Reid is coming on as well. He's returned from injury, and he's going to replace the scorer of the first goal for Leicester today, Jordan Ayew. So De Cordova-Reid back from injury, and he'll have 5 minutes to influence this game.
Yeah, good for Leicester to have him back from his injury. He's been around the block. He knows the game. He's got bags of experience, and he does chip in with a goal throughout his career. So probably not a bad option to bring on for these last 5 minutes of stoppage time.
It looks like Preston are keeping that 100% home record in the Championship. They lead Middlesbrough by 2-1 in the closing stages at Deepdale. Be a big win that for Paul Heckingbottom's side. Now down this right-hand side, Harris, the substitute that's come on for Lancashire, is fouled. It will be a free kick for Oxford United, a couple of yards in from the touchline on this near side, and it's going to be delivered by the right foot of Stan Mills. Millwall with a late equaliser against Charlton. Charlton 1, Millwall 1 in the Championship. Reminder, it's still 3-0 to Arsenal against Ange Postecoglou's Forest over on Talksport right now. Here's the right-footed delivery that's going to be swung in by Brannigan. He sent Mills away. Mills is actually the only player back for Oxford United. Gets it in, flicked header, and it's a flicked header again from Ben Davis, but it's out of play for what will be a goal kick away to our right-hand side. And no surprise, some of the home supporters have started to drift away.
Yeah, I said probably 10 or so minutes ago that it just seemed a little bit flat. I think the performance has done that to the crowd, I'd say. I don't think they've offered too much in this second half. It's been disappointing, and it hasn't really got the fans off their seats. So you can fully understand with 3 minutes of added time to go why they would be leaving.
Here's Daka down the left-hand side. Tries to get the ball over, but it's blocked by Long. Edge of the penalty area, away it goes from Luke Harris into no man's land. Stolarczyk's come out of his penalty area to launch it forward with his right foot. 2.5 minutes to go. Can either side find a winner here? 2-2. Leicester down to 10 men, of course, and have been for some time. Yet, twice they've been behind and twice they've fought themselves back into this game. Here's Dembele on that far side, towards the edge of the penalty area for Oxford United. He's literally just given the ball to Jordan James, his former Birmingham City colleague, and it will be a free kick for Leicester City midway inside their own half.
Yeah, maybe one last opportunity just to get a few players forward for Leicester. I think they've got to be careful. I think your question earlier, if I was to answer that now, I'd say absolutely snap your hand off for a point. But yeah, it's maybe one last opportunity in there. Not from there though.
I was going to say Stolarczyk's free kick from midway inside his own half. He's literally just drilled it straight into touch midway inside the Oxford half. We've got about 90 seconds of stoppage time to play here. It remains 2-2. Is there some late drama this Saturday lunchtime to come in the Championship? We've seen late goals in the game between Charlton and Millwall. A late goal potential winner for Preston over Middlesbrough up at Deepdale. What about here at the Kassam before we head off to the Bet365? We'll be scooting up the M40, M42, M6 to Stoke for Stoke against Birmingham City shortly. In the meantime, as Dembele charges down that left-hand side on the far side, the ball is into touch. Ricardo Pereira's challenge gives another throw, which Dembele's going to take on that far side. And he gives it to Brannigan, who goes towards the edge of the penalty area. Dembele's around the outside. Can he get a cross in? She tries to do too much rather than get the cross away, and Ricardo Pereira will win the ball back here for Leicester City. And he's done well because he's still going, Pereira. He's done brilliantly. He's already run about 40 yards with it. Tries to play the pass, but it's blocked off by Luke Harris in the middle of the park. 30 seconds remaining. Skip on this near side, and they get a throw as it cannons into touch of Stan Mills on this near side, and he and Hellick exchange views. I don't think they disagree on agree on too much there, and it will be a throw down this near side, which Thomas will have. Midway inside the Oxford United up. He's been told to get a move on here by the referee. Marty Cifuentes giving him instruction as he does look to throw it in. He's just found the head of Stan Mills at the edge of the box, and there is the full-time whistle, and Leicester City will come away from the Kassam Stadium with a very precious point, hard earned, considering they were down to 10 men after 24 minutes of this game. Twice they fell behind in the first half to Lancashire. That was cancelled out by Ayew. Then they had Ramsey sent off on debut for a straight red card. They fell behind on the stroke of half-time to Ben Davies's deflected header. But the best goal of the game, really, came from Ricardo Pereira in the second half. The second half substitutes made a massive difference for Marty Cifuentes' side. And it was Pereira's goal that ultimately secures the point for Leicester City. And no surprise, 6 of the last 8 matches between these two sides here have ended in a draw, and so it be again once more. Oxford United still searching for that first championship win of the season, but they have a second point of the campaign. But maybe Phil, playing against 10 men for that long, they should have got all 3. Full time at the Kassam, it's Oxford United 2, Leicester City 2.
Adam, thank you very much. Yeah, for a first meeting in over 3 decades, the spoils then are shared between Oxford and Leicester. So let's look back on that game with the former Leicester winger Mark Albrighton. And Mark, I tell you what, going a man down like Leicester did in that first half, they've got to be really pleased to have come away with a point in this game.
Yeah, they will be. I think players, staff, fans, they'll all be proud of what they've got out of that game today. I think, and I know I said it in commentary, I think a massive credit has to go to the manager, Marty Cifuentes, today. I think the changes that he made at the break were very impactful. They were very influential in terms of getting this result today, because he managed to strengthen the midfield up and still have that threat up front as well, and even having Ricardo Pereira at right back coming forward. Every area of the pitch he seemed to have been able to impact with the changes that he made.
And it sort of felt in that second half that they weren't playing with 10 men, as you say, because those changes that came on were just so positive.
Yeah, they were, and I think it starts from Harry Winks and how when he gets on the ball, he dictates the pace of play. He's not scared to get on the ball and look for passes through lines. He's not scared to receive the ball off his goalkeeper or his centre halves. So it's that bravery, and that just echoes around the team. Then again, Ricardo Pereira, very very good on the ball, very good technician of the ball in terms of wanting it and using it well. And then, like I say, that just bleeds through the team of Leicester, and going higher up the pitch as well. Just the little one-touch football. Ricardo's goal as a perfect example. The move for that is fantastic, but that don't happen if Harry Winks isn't on the pitch.
Yeah, it's a result that takes Leicester up to second as things stand in the Championship table as they look to get back into the Premier League once more. And they've got a trip to Coventry next Saturday at 12:30. I say a trip, they're at home to Coventry to look forward to then next weekend. As for Oxford, Mark, as we were saying, they played for over an hour with an extra man, essentially, with that 11v10. I'm sure before kick-off, if you'd said to Gary Rowett, if you can take a point, you'd take one, he would have been absolutely happy to. He'd have bitten your hand off considering the start that they've made this season. But there'll be massive disappointment that they didn't make that extra man count, that advantage.
Yeah, and I know when we spoke at half-time, I was pretty full of praise for them. I was really impressed with them and how they had played. I think especially in the first part of it, the counter-attacking, and then the second part after the sending off, the patient play side to side and trying to work their opportunity, getting the 2 goals. But second half we didn't see any of that, and they looked out of ideas going forward. They looked quite flat. Didn't really test the Leicester defence too much with the extra man, and that was a bit disappointing. And I think that's a reason why we see them in the position that they're sat in at this moment in time. And I think it had a massive impact on the atmosphere as well, because the performance was flat. The crowd was very flat as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the contrasting halves, I mean, Oxford was so dominant in that first half. For example, they had 12 shots in total in comparison to the 4 for Leicester. Okay, only 2 of them were on target, but they didn't have a single shot on target in the second half. And that was the second half that you're expecting them to build on, having done so well in that first half. Though no wonder, as you say, it was a really flat atmosphere around the Kassam Stadium as a result of it.
Yeah, I thought Leicester looked comfortably defensively. Yeah. Luke Thomas, I thought at left back was absolutely superb. But other than that, other than him being tested a couple of times, people running at him, there weren't that many tests at all. Everything that come Leicester's way, Vestergaard would head it away. Caleb Okoli would be heading it away, or it'd just be straight into the arms of Stelacic from a nothing cross out wide, and that's all they really offered. So I just felt like there was a little bit clueless in the final third, especially, and just didn't really take advantage of what could have been a massive win for their side tonight.
Yeah, and they've got a trip next Sunday to Ashton Gate as they take on Bristol City in their next game. And no doubt this week, you imagine, Mark, they'll be also looking at how they can stop teams scoring against them, because I think in their last 5 games in all competitions, they've now conceded 14, which is slightly alarming.
Yeah, I think one thing I was going to mention before the game, I think take the League Cup drumming from Brighton out of the equation, and they haven't actually been out of a game. The games that they've lost is by a single goal. Obviously they've drew a couple now, and so they're there or thereabouts, but they just need to find that something more to go on and affect and have more influence in going and winning a game. So there's a lot of work for Gary Rowett to do, and I noticed that in the second half today. Like I say, I was very impressed in the first half, but there's a lot of work for him to do with this Oxford side.
Yeah, very much so. They've got to turn that 45-minute performance into a 90-minute one. And as for Martí Cifuentes, well, he'll be looking on and thinking that was a resilient performance from his side, as they're all still, Mark, learning to work with each other.
Yeah, they are, and I know we spoke before about the team spirit and people that do they want to be here, don't they want to be here at the football club. It's been very transitional. I think the last 2 games that I've watched of Leicester against Birmingham and again today, I think the pride in which they will take, I think, takes away any of them questions about how committed these players are to the cause this season, because the way they've worked for one another, you can see on the pitch, celebrating tackles, celebrating each other, coming together at the before the game in the huddle in front of the fans, going over to the fans after the game. They're trying to get that connection back with the player and fan connection back, which got lost a little bit last year. I don't think that there's any doubt in what they want to achieve this season, and that they're willing to work for it.
It's been brilliant listening to you, Mark, and to you too, Adam. Thank you very much. Safe journey home to the both of you. And let's just quickly round up what happened in the other results from the lunchtime kickoffs over on Talksport in the Premier League. It finished 3-0 to Arsenal as they beat Nottingham Forest. A Zubimendi double helping them to victory in that one. In the Championship then, aside from that 2-2 draw between Oxford and Leicester, Charlton and Millwall finished 1-1 as well, with a late equaliser for Millwall. And Middlesbrough 100% winning record has come to an end, but they didn't lose at Preston. That despite Preston twice taking the lead in that game, but a late equaliser from Soncha Hansen meant that Middlesbrough came away with a point in that game. As in League One, well, Bradford were big winners over Huddersfield, 3-1, they won that one. And Northampton were 1-0 winners over Blackpool as, Steve Bruce's time at Blackpool looks to be going through a bit of a tricky spell as things stand. Finally, into League Two, there were a couple of games to bring you, and Accrington were looking for their first win of the season, and they've got it. They beat Colchester by 1-0, and Crawley were 2-0 winners over Cheltenham as well. So that rounds up the earlier kickoffs in the Premier League and Football League as well. Over on Talksport, Adrian Durham is going to be bringing you all the goals and incidents as they happen in Game Day Live from the Premier League, EFL and beyond. Here on Talksport 2, our second commentary of the day sees us bring you Stoke against Birmingham. That's next.